Hello and welcome to your weekly horoscope for week commencing the 14th of March. This is for the Sun or the Ascendant. As ever, I'm going to give you a broad overview of what to expect, but please stay with me because I then will dive deep into each of the 12 zodiac signs and give you in forensic detail an idea of what to expect. Now, the sign of Pisces is very much the end of the astral journey. And next week, the Sun is going to be moving through the vernal point and we start through the spring equinox, the new astral year. So collectively, I think for a lot of us, this week particularly, is a time to really get in touch with our deeper feelings. And that could see us feeling a little bit nostalgic. We may want to withdraw a little bit and find some peace and tranquility. Any place that's near to nature or water can be particularly healing. Now, of course, Mercury moved into the sign of Pisces last week too. Technically debilitated, but brilliant if you want to write a song, share your feelings through a poem, or just think of the creative strands that help you to express the corners of your feelings, which are much less based on the practical sphere. But we do have on Friday a full moon in the practical Virgo. So that full moon asks us to balance the energy of the new moon that occurred earlier this month, which of course embraced the buoyancy of Jupiter, to find a balance between those more ethereal energies of Pisces and the more practical reality of Virgo. So if you do find yourself feeling that you want to be in a much more spiritual or healing dimension, I think your timing is impeccable this week. But the Virgo energy is saying to try and integrate it into the more physical way that you're leading your life. So if escapism really appeals to you this week, that full moon is saying important to consider issues like nutrition, exercise, life organization, and just making sure that we see tangible progress. So we can all float off a little bit with this Pisces energy, but that can make it all the more evocative. Now, on the back of that full moon, Pluto from the middle of this week is angling into the Sun, but it's in a very positive way, in a sextile. The Sun sextiling Pluto can see internal changes or physical changes in our reality. A sextile 60 degrees constructive. But also from the middle of the week, the glorious alliance between Venus and Mars, fantastic for socializing, that comes into an abrasive right angle with Uranus, the planet of truth, but also of freedom. And the freedom fighter is now in a sign, or has been for some while, that it's not so comfortable in, the sign of Uranus. Now, of course, world peace has been shattered recently. The last time Uranus was in Taurus began in 1937, I think. And of course, that followed with the Second World War. So a lot of turbulence in the world. And I think next week, after the vernal equinox, Mars does come into an exact square with Uranus, which can be testing, particularly in terms of very sudden, unexpected, and very sort of forceful events are possible. But in our own situation, the combination of Venus and Mars in Aquarius is very much about our higher values. And Uranus rules the sign of Aquarius, so there is a kind of, it's the modern ruler, so there's a kind of receptiveness. So when it comes to our financial affairs, which is the physical plane of Taurus, I think it's best not to be too idealistic. So for example, if a friend, very Aquarius, suggests getting involved in some kind of get-rich-quick scheme and you feel the impulse to join in, I'd just slow down, because Uranus squaring Venus and Mars can make us very sudden in our movements, much more impulsive. But equally, we may be drawn to someone in our group that we find very attractive, and this could happen in quite a sudden way, or we may, in a romantic relationship, want to engender greater excitement and spontaneity in it. So things have been getting a little bit too dull and predictable. A great time to try to inject a little bit of devilment into the situation by doing something together which just creates a little bit of excitement and can reignite the spark that you had when you first met. So that's the overall pattern for us all. If you are new to my channel, I would be delighted if you would subscribe. Please click or tap on the bell notification symbol. Also, if you'd like to get your free written daily horoscope fired to your device each morning, please see the link below. And you can get your 12-month forecast and character analysis based on your personal astrology, time, date and place of birth, and ascend above this Zodiac broadcast by seeing the link below and get 30% off with my special offer package. Hello Scorpio, and welcome to your weekly horoscope for week commencing the 14th of March. Your creative talents, passions and affections are all boosted hugely this week by the stellium, or gathering of energy, in the sign of Pisces. I mean, we have the Sun, we have Mercury, the planet of communication, we have Jupiter, the planet of growth and good fortune, plus Neptune, the planet of dreams. That's an awesome alliance. Now also, your modern ruler of Pluto is linking with the Sun from the middle of this week. So where you want to express yourself, Pluto in your third house of everyday communication, you can do so with an enormous amount of warmth, enthusiasm and verve. So I really feel that this is a great opportunity this week to showcase the things that you're really good at, but also the things that really engage you. Now, of course, there is a full moon, and that full moon occurs on Friday, and it's kind of like a case that all this good stuff that's going on probably is very much to do with what interests you as an individual. And the full moon's just asking you to stay mindful of how you connect to others and how they're viewing your activities. But what I'd say is that sometimes in life we really need to focus on what's important to us, and this could be one of those weeks. Then again, everybody may want a piece of you this week, which is very flattering, so it's just physically managing your time. But also with Mars, your traditional ruler, in a conjunction with Venus right at the heart of your emotional world, that could give you quite a lot of motivation to make some changes in your home, particularly decorative ones, but they do square with Uranus in the second half of this week. So someone you're close to could be a bit erratic, maybe not quite getting what an important period this is for you. So to stay single-minded is important, but just stay conscious of how it feels for others. Of course, Saturn in your fourth house, as it has been since March the 22nd, 2020 through to August the 2nd, and then from the 17th of December 20 through till now, has been really making you think much more about your sense of security, and you may have distanced yourself from people who no longer serve your greater good. But this is a week when you can be much more exuberant. You can show the upside and the positive side of your nature, but I think where you feel most comfortable with people, where you feel ultimately safe, that's where your energies are really going to flow through most effectively.